Once again for the win. Testing, testing. Sounds so good to me, don't you agree? Is everything clear? Black rap. Here we are once again. Welcome back to Look and Live. This is Justin Irvin reminding you to just keep making, and hey, let's get into this next episode forthwith. So, as you may know, as you may be following, we've been dealing with the 5 W's of documentary filmmaking. The who, what, where, when, and why of your film. Today is going to be the what.
What you talking about, Willis?
So the what is where most people traditionally get stuck, because they tend to feel that the what is the main subject of their documentary. You have to focus and understand the difference between concept and subject. This is where a lot of people get stuck because there's a major difference between the what as a concept versus a subject. I had the privilege of shooting Elvis Mitchell's directorial debut in the Netflix original film, Is That Black Enough For You? You can still see that today. It's an amazing film. And by the way, we're still 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, but that's a story for another day. The reason I'm bringing it up is because of the what. The film takes a huge subject matter and breaks it down into bite-sized pieces, telling you the story of the what being the period of time between 1968 and 1978, when black filmmaking took Hollywood by storm and pretty much saved the industry. It's a love letter to that 10-year period that not only shaped the trajectory of Elvis's career and life, but also reshaped and saved Hollywood from utter destruction, bankruptcy. So, there's your what. Go make a movie about it. Exactly. Not so easy to do. So then how do we articulate the proper way to use what in a documentary film? One way, the way Elvis did it, and the way I would recommend, is to use other W's as vehicles to push the what forward. In this case, he used the who and the when to describe the what. And this is a great approach because in doing so, the what becomes way more apparent through the vehicle of other W's. Now the what is sometimes the most difficult W to deal with because many filmmakers, especially new ones, first-time filmmakers or novices, all focus so hard on the what of it that they neglect the story of it, the arc that should be taking the audience from the beginning to the end of the film. The what can be so bogged down in trying to describe it that you're not actually giving us story. That's a pitfall you have to be aware of. The reason this is such a pitfall is because that filmmaker may not yet have their other W's in place or the subject and the story firmly fixed in their mind before entering into this filmmaking process. Be careful. The key is to use these other W's to help support the what. That's why I said in the first episode that these 5 all need to work in unison. Let's talk about some movies, why don't we? First up, we have Sly Lives, aka The Burden of Black Genius by Questlove. The who, in this case, Sly Stone, is the vehicle for the what, The Burden of Black Genius, in this documentary that chronicles one of the most important musicians of the late 20th century. Sly Stone personifies the what, making it therefore more easily digestible. The genius of Sly Stone helps us to ask questions of the what. What is genius? How is it manifested? And what is the burden of it? What's the price of this manifestation? So deep questions like that skillfully use Sly Stone as an avatar for a much broader question. Next up, Baraka. How do you make a documentary about what it means to be a human being living on planet Earth? That's right, that's your what. The essence of what it means to be human. Now, go forth, make this documentary. This was the goal of Ron...
Here's your taco, mister.
That was the goal of filmmakers Ron Frick and Mark Magidson, the filmmakers behind the epic 70mm non-verbal documentary film Baraka. Ron Frick has been quoted as saying he wanted to make a film about humanity's relationship to the eternal, an even bigger what. This what is so profound that it took the filmmakers literally around the world 3 times to tell the story. They filmed in 24 countries over the course of 13 months, all in 70mm IMAX. And this is a tremendous feat indeed, to have the what so preeminent in the film that you don't need a who, a when, or a where. It is a masterful film, a true classic, and I highly recommend watching it. Now, if you're feeling intimidated or inspired, either way, fear not. This was a grand project, but your project, your what, is going to be specific to your film, and don't forget, your what can be supported more strongly by your who, your when, and your where. And don't forget your why. So, if you've made it this far, do me a favor and drop what the what in the comment section to let me know you've gotten this far. And meanwhile, please don't forget to consider clicking like or subscribing to our channel so I can give you more Look and Live content. So thank you very much once again. Just keep making, y'all.